guys. So I'm pretty excited about this video. As I promised last week, we will be working on a really simple Valentine's Day project. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day, but it is going to be a heart. It's going to be this. I know this is a little hard to see because I did use a yarn that was kind of fluffy, but that's what we're going to be working on. And I left this on it so that you can hang it from something, but you don't have to do that. So that's what we're working on. So for this project, we're going to be using the magic circle, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and we'll be doing some chaining too. And if this is too fast, you can always pause the video. So to start, we are going to make a magic circle. I'm going to leave a little bit extra, so because I left this on this heart, I'm gonna leave a long tail. All right, let's move our stuff out of the way. Okay, so here we go. Making and I'm going to use a larger hook just to show you guys. So it's a 5.0. For these hearts, I was using anywhere between a 4.5 and a 4.0. So leave a good tail. You can always snip it off at the end if you have too much. We're going to make a magic circle. Sorry, let me get that in frame like that. Okay. Magic circle. I'll just readjust this. 1 second. Sorry, I'm still really trying to learn how to get this camera to work with me, or for me to work with it. Okay, so we have our magic circle. We're going to chain up to 1, 2. Okay, see that? Now we're going to go straight into a treble. So remember, we're wrapping it twice. We're going to go into that circle, go around. We're going to hook some yarn, wrap some yarn onto that hook, and bring it up. We should have 4 loops on the hook. Let's wrap, bring through 2, wrap, bring through 2, wrap, bring through 2. You just did a treble. We're going to do that 2 more times, okay? So wrap, 2 more trebles. Okay, and if this is going too fast, again, you guys can either pause and rewind or go and check out my other videos that show you guys how to do this. 1 more treble. Okay, so we have a chain 2, treble, treble, treble. Okay, now we're going to do 4 double crochets. So we're only wrapping once. Go into that circle, pull up some yarn. We should have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to wrap, go through 2, wrap, go through 2. We're going to do that 3 more times to make 4 double crochets. So 3 more times. All right. Here's our second double crochet. 3rd double crochet. And 4th double crochet right here. Okay, I'm going to pull that up a little bit. So as you can see, we have our chain 2 right here. Let me try to separate that just for the moment. Chain 2 right here. Then we have a treble, 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 double, 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 double. They are all inside of that circle, and you can kind of see how the stitches get smaller. So we're going to continue. After that 4th double, let's do 1 treble. So again, wrapping twice. Okay, and you'll see how it will come back up again. Now 4 more doubles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me grab some more yarn. It's getting a little tight here. So after that 4th double, we're going to do 3 more trebles. Wrapping twice, going in, wrapping, one. That's 2. If you guys hear that in the background, one of my dogs is like super antsy tonight. He's fine. He's just excited because his dad's home. Doesn't get to see dad much. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go back and count. So we have this chain 2. Let me get my little pointer here. Chain 2, we have a 1, 2, 3 trebles. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles. 1 treble in there. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles. And then we have 1, 2, 3 trebles. When we get to the end of there, we're going to chain 2. Okay. So that's it before we are tightening the magic circle. I just want you to see what that's looking like. So we are going to take that yarn, the loose yarn, we're going to pull on that. It's going to tighten everything. Now, before you tighten it all the way, we have to take our last stitch, which was a chain 2. We're going to take that and we want to put that down into the magic circle as well. So I am working over this tail. I always do because I really don't like weaving it in at the end. So that chain 2, work it over that tail and do a slip stitch into the magic circle like that. Again, pull up the yarn a little bit, and that's what that's going to look like at the moment. Now we are going to tighten it even more, that tail that we were pulling on. Make sure that you're not pulling on the working yarn, because watch what happens. If you pull on that, look what's going to happen. Oop, it's shrinking. You don't want that. You don't want your last stitch to shrink. You want the one that's not attached to anything. Take that and tighten. And tighten. See that? Looking like a heart already. And don't over tighten. As you get some practice with these, you're going to be going so quick, and you can tighten it pretty good right off the bat. So that's what that's looking like so far. I'm going to put my hook back into that loop. Okay, we have the loose yarn, and then we have the working yarn. I'm going to pull on the working yarn and see how that's pulling that down. Okay. So we have this and this. This is something I like to do just to make sure that all the stitches stay in place. I'm going to knot these two together right there. Just knot them together and just like that. Okay, and this is going to be tight, so don't work that knot too tight. Now, take that working yarn, or you can leave it there and deal with it later, but I like to work the tail in with everything. So, right here, we are looking for that chain 2. So that's going to be right here. See that? It's like a nice big gap. right there. We're going to take our yarn, okay? We're going to put a single crochet into that. So we're going to go right through that. See that opening right there? Just like that. Okay. Again, I have my working yarn behind there. You don't need to do that. Whatever works for you. Okay, so we're just doing a single crochet in that. That's it. Single crochet. See that? Okay. Now into the next stitch, which will be right here, which was your first treble right there. We're going to do, starting off, we're going to do a half double. So half double into that, like that. Okay. Let's do another half double into that same exact stitch that we just worked into. Okay, so now you should have 2 stitches in there. Then we're going to work a double in that same exact stitch. Oops, sorry, that came off the hook. Just like that. I'm pulling up the yarn just so you can see. So if you look, we have in that stitch, we have a half double, and double. Okay, into that stitch, which is our first treble of the last round. Okay. Then we're moving into the next stitch, which is right here. See that? Ignore this little loose yarn right here. Like I said, that's just a tail that I'm working over. And if that gets in your way, just don't even try working with it. Just push it over to the side and sew it in later. So right here, okay, we're going into that stitch. We're going to do 3 double crochets into that. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, into the next stitch, which is right here. See that? Right here. We're gonna do only 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. So you're putting those 2 right in that same stitch. See? So we had 1, 2, 3 in the stitch before and 2 in that stitch. Now we are going back to 1 stitch in each. So we're, for the next 4 stitches, we're only going to do 1 double crochet each. So that stitch right there, do only 1 double crochet. Move on to the next stitch, which will be right there. Do another double crochet. Okay, move into the 3rd stitch, do another double crochet. Oh, hold on, let me go back and do that because that one came undone. It's a 3rd double crochet, and into the 4th stitch right there, we're going to do a 4th double crochet. So this is what that's looking like so far. Okay, you can see it's turning into a heart. We're on our 2nd round of the heart. You could have always stopped at like the first one, but I like making these a little bit bigger. I feel like as they get bigger too, they're more defined. So we just did, let me go back. So we did 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, and 4 double crochet. Okay, now into that next stitch, which is right here. Right there. We're going to be putting 3 stitches. So that's going to be a double crochet, treble, double crochet. So into that very next stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. Now do a treble into that same exact stitch. Okay, and then do a double into that same exact stitch. So you should have 3 stitches in there. Okay, so it kind of gives it that point, so you know that's going to be the bottom of the heart. So we have a double, treble, double. Okay, moving into the next stitch, which will be right here, we're going to do a double. I like to kind of pull on my work and shape it as I'm going to. So we just did our first double, go into the next stitch, do another double, kind of doing this in reverse. Like, so what you did here, you're going to go back up and do that in the reverse. So we just did our second double. Let's go into the next stitch and do our third double, and into the fourth stitch and do our fourth double. Okay, now on that very next stitch, we're going to do a double, another double. So you have 2 double crochets. See that? And then in the stitch after that, let's do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Those are all in the, no. Let me take that out. Sometimes I miss that last loop. So 3 double crochets, all in that stitch. Okay, moving into the next stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 half double crochets, all in that same stitch. So it was 1 double and 2 half doubles. 1 double, 2 half. Into this opening right here. That was our chain 2 that we ended that first round on. Move this yarn out of the way. Right there, that, right there. Nope, yarn keeps getting in the way. Let me pull up that. So right here, that is our chain 2 space. See if you open that up right there. We are going to work 1 single crochet. So let's work 1 single crochet into that space, just like that. Okay, now see this opening right there? It's tight, but we need to go down in there and slip stitch. So from that single crochet, go down into that hole right there, pull up, not that one right there, but pull up the working yarn, wrap it, and pull through. It will be tight. See that? You're going to pull, you're going to pull that one, that loop that you just made, pull it through the loop that's already on the hook. Okay? You just did a slip stitch. Ignore that little yarn there. Okay, just like that. And actually now this yarn right here, for me, I'm done working it in, so I can safely cut that. However, I'm going to keep it till the very end because, like I said, I like to make a little loop. But if somebody doesn't like that loop right there, they can always safely cut it and it won't affect the work because I have it worked in, knotted a couple times. So we are now done with that little tail that's right there. Okay. Okay, so now that we just did that slip stitch, this row is a little hard to see, but I know you guys can manage. So we're going to start, or not row, round, sorry. We're going to start our next round. So okay, let's see. Right here is our first stitch that we worked in the last round. That was a single crochet right there. See that? That was our first stitch. We're going to be putting another single crochet into that. When you're working on this, if it ever gets confusing, use stitch markers. I probably should have shown that. I've done well over 100 of these so far. So it's just something that I haven't thought of doing, but that first stitch right there, see that first stitch? I know it's so hard to see. So that's probably wise to use a stitch marker at first, but we're going to put a single crochet into that. Go into the next stitch, which is right here. Okay, which is a half double crochet, but we are going into that half double crochet and doing a single crochet. See that? And actually, you know what? Let me go back. We did 2 single crochets so far, but just so you can see what I'm talking about. So we did 1, 2. Let me go into the very first single crochet that we did so you know where I started. Okay. So we have 2 single crochets. Now into that very next stitch, which is right here, I'm going to put 2 single crochets. We're going to do 1, 2. In the next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. Okay. In the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. 1, 2. And in the next stitch, 1 single crochet. We're going to repeat that one more time. So in the next stitch, 2 single crochet. Okay. And then in the next stitch, 1 single crochet. So we just repeated that 3 times where we did 2 single crochet and then 1 single crochet. Now, until we get to that point, we're going to do 6 single crochets. So into that next stitch, 1, moving along, into the next, 2, moving along, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now we're reaching that point. Go into that next stitch, which should be the center stitch of that point. So there's 1 right here, there's 2, and then there's 3. We want to go into that center one right there. Sorry, that wasn't both the loops, right there. We're going to go in there and do a single. While we're in that stitch, let's do a half double into that same stitch. While we're in there, let's do another single in there. So that keeps it pointed. See that? So we did a single, half double, single. Now we're moving along. We're going to do 6 single crochet. Okay? So into the next stitch, we're going to do 1, moving along, 2, moving along, 3, keep going, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that's what it's looking like so far. Like I said before, what we did here, we're going to repeat, but we're going to reverse it. So we just did our 6 up before we did single crochet 2, then 1, single crochet 2, then 1, single crochet 2, then 1, and then we did 6. Now with reverse, we're doing 6, but we're going to single crochet 1, then 2, single crochet 1, then 2, single crochet 1, then 2. So it's just reversed. So we just finished our 6 single crochet. Let's start with our 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then the stitch after that, 2 single crochet. All right, let's repeat that. 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet. All right, last repeat, 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet. All right. Now for the last part, we only have 2 single crochet left. So these last 2 stitches, again, they're a little hard to see, but once you really work with it, you'll start to learn like where the stitches are. So we just did 1 single crochet into our last stitch right there. Right there. We're going to do our last single crochet. Okay, now down into that hole again, I want to do another slip stitch just to close everything up. I'm going to wrap the yarn and pull it through, right? And pull that through that. See that? Just like that. Looks pretty cool. So, right here, what I'd like to do is, sorry, I'm fidgeting with it. I can take that stitch out, or that stitch marker. So I'm going to flip it. I'm going to tie it again. Make sure that's tight though, because this is where you want to tighten everything up, because you're at the end now. If you tighten the wrong way, you just got to kind of move the heart around. So just like that. I'm going to tie these up after I'm happy with that. Just undo that. Actually, sorry. This is not what I want to do. I want to cut the yarn right there. Then, now that both sides are loose, see that? Okay. The one that is attached to the hook, pull that up. Just pull that right on up. Tighten, fidget with it. Like that. Okay. Now you can cut your yarn here and get rid of it completely. Or do what I do. I really like to secure this, so I'm just tying 2 good knots in there. Again, if you like it that way, you can snip the yarn. I always recommend at least weaving it in a little bit, unless you're going to do like what I did here, where make a little hook. So what I do here, I'm going to pull up on this and just put a little knot in it. Just like that. And I do 2 knots. Like that. Okay. So there it is. So I've made well over, well over 100 of these, and you can turn these into bookmarks, you can turn them into little ornaments, whatever you guys want. I made these for the kids that I work with at the school, so they're each going to get one of these for Valentine's Day with a little note that says that it's a pocket heart, but you guys can do whatever you want with these. So yeah, that's that, guys. All right, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.